Baptism of Spider Darling by Kyle Owens. Spider Darling sat in a rocking chair on his front porch and quietly rocked back and forth while Tyler Spitz sat on the steps, leaned up against a porch column, and stared up at a wind chime that blew slowly in the breeze. Tyler was just about to drift asleep when... "Are you coming to my baptism?" asked Spider. "What?" replied a confused, sleepy-eyed Tyler. "My baptism. Are you coming to it Sunday?" Tyler adjusted his Mac-embossed cap and asked in a perplexed tone, with a bad smell look to his face, "You're being baptized?" "Sure am. Pastor Larry's going to do it up at Mud Hen Pond as soon as he gets out of jail." "Why is he in jail for?" "We don't need to get into that." Tyler slid his hips around on the steps away from the porch column and leaned back on his elbows and clasped his hands together on his stomach and sighed. "Did they get the car out?" "They got that out in 1985, Tyler. Land's sakes, it was on the news." "That's good. It would have been in the way if they hadn't." "So you're coming?" There was a slight pause as Tyler began to try and figure out how to say what to him was a very obvious observation. "You don't really seem like the baptizing type." "Shoot fire, Tyler. I'm 94 years old," Spider shouted as he slapped his right knee with his flat hand. "It's almost like I've forgotten to die or something. At 94, I'm pretty sure this gig is up, and I need to get things in good standing with the Lord." "Well, I guess that's true." "I need you to do me a favor, though." "What's that?" "I need you to go up to Mud Hen Pond and get them snapping turtles out of it. I don't want the pastor getting snapped by a turtle during the baptism and drop me, and I end up drowning or something. Wouldn't look right, and it'd be bad for the baptizing business." Tyler looked at Spider as if he had just proposed cutting off an important appendage. "You want me to get them devil turtles out of that pond?" "Yeah, you. By your getting them turtles out of there, it'll be like you're doing the Lord's work." "But I don't know anything about snapping turtles or the Lord's work." "That makes you perfect for the job, then. I need someone that knows what they're doing, or that doesn't know what they're doing but don't care." "Well, I care a little bit. I don't want to lose a finger or anything." "A man can live a fine life without a finger. I've lived just fine these past 10 years without a gallbladder." "Are you going to pay me?" Spider rubbed his face with his left hand and shook his head in frustration. "I'll tell you what," Spider said as he leaned forward in his rocking chair. "If you get them snapping turtles out of there, I'll give you $50. Now will you do it?" "I hear the Lord calling me." Along about noon the following day, Tyler and his buddy that everyone called Chainsaw because he looked like one, got out of Tyler's pickup truck at Mud Hen Pond, to which Tyler immediately asked, "Where's my truck bed?" Chainsaw looked behind the pickup and was just as shocked as Tyler to realize that somewhere between Mud Hen Pond and the laundromat was a rusted-out white and tan truck bed with a Go Steelers bumper sticker on it. "Should we go back and look for it?" asked Chainsaw. "No, I've got to get this done now. We can check on the truck bed when we head back. It should be easy to find, as long as you're not looking through it. It has an awful lot of rust holes in it." "Well, we all do." "How come you reckon we didn't hear it fall off?" asked Chainsaw. "My guess is because you were talking the whole time and I was wishing you'd shut up or fall out of the window one." "That sounds plausible," observed Chainsaw. "Unfortunately, the bed had my sack in it." "To put the turtles in?" "No, it had my lunch in it." "What was in it?" "Peanut butter on tomato." "Maybe you was lucky that bed fell off." "Where were you yesterday anyway?" "I had a meeting with my heavy metal bluegrass band," said Chainsaw. "Your what?" "My heavy metal bluegrass band. I play the electric spoons." Electric spoons? Yeah. The first few times I used them, they shook the fire out of me, but now I wear rubber gloves and my Cabela's waders, and ever since I haven't had any trouble. I'm gonna regret this, but what's your band called? Snake Guts. Interesting. Sounds like Ralph Stanley done gone rogue, doesn't it? I guess. Do you have any gigs lined up? Not right yet. Our drummer has yet to get another drum set because he ran over his with his riding lawnmower. Why did he do that? He wrote the name Snake Guts on the front of his drums, and when he was done, he noticed he forgot to put the S in snake, and he got so angry he took his lawnmower and ran over it. How do you leave the S out of snake? If you knew him, you wouldn't ask that. Don't matter none now. We got a job to do, and we're going to do it for both Spider and the Lord. The two of them walked down to the edge of the pond and stood there and looked into the green muck coating the top of it. What's all that green stuff on top of the pond? Asked Chainsaw. That is genuine pond scum. So that's what pond scum is. Up until now, I thought it was just another name for me. Well, we've got to go in there and... Hold it now, I'm not getting in that, cringed Chainsaw. That stuff is nasty. It's more than nasty. This is all around here a cow field, so cows have been in there, and I'm sure the bottom of that is just full of cow doo. Then I know I'm not getting in there. No, sir, no way. Ain't happening. Not even if Pamela Anderson is sitting on the bottom waiting for me. No. Stay up here then, you baby. Tyler took his shirt off and threw it up on the bank and waded out into the pond. If you see bubbles, tell me, because that's a sign it's a snapping turtle. Then what are you going to do? Catch it. Catch it with your bare hands? Yeah, I'm not expert enough to do it with my feet yet. Tyler waded further into the pond until the water edged up below his chin. How's it feel out there? Slimy and spooky? Do you see any turtles? Nope. Shoot, I don't even know where to look, to be honest. Suddenly, a splash a few feet away from Tyler caught his attention, and in no time he was on the pond bank with Chainsaw. What are you doing up here with me for? You're supposed to be in the pond getting them snapping turtles for the Lord. Just hush up a minute, Chainsaw. I've got to figure me out a plan so I don't get turtle bite and fill up this pond with blood. Maybe that would help cut down on the smell some. You don't smell no better than that pond does. I told you this was crazy. In fact, maybe the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. Well, if you don't count that time I swallowed that ball to impress Lydia Brown. Why would swallowing a ball impress Lydia Brown for? I didn't know what else to do. Shoot fire, I was only 9 at the time. I told her that I loved her, and she said how much, and that's how I got the ball involved. I don't want to hear anything else about Lydia's ball. It wasn't her ball, it was mine. I always carried it around with me so I'd have something to do. Well, it's a good thing you weren't carrying around a basketball or a parrot then. Why in tarnation would I be carrying around a parrot for? Just shut up so I can think me a spell. Your thinking is what brought us up here in the first place, so I'm thinking you should stop thinking, not start up again. I think I need a stick. You better not hit me with no stick. If I'm not going to hit you with it, I'm going to use it to get them snapping turtles out with it. Now help me hunt one up. The two of them walked around to the edge of the tree line when Chainsaw found a good-sized stick on the ground and picked it up and showed Tyler. Will this work? Yeah, that looks like it's got some heft to it. Let me see it. Tyler took the stick and swung it a couple times like a baseball bat. That will work just fine. I'm going back in. Tyler went back down to the pond and shoved one end of the stick into the muddy pond bottom. Feel anything, Tyler? Uneasy. Tyler moved forward in the pond when he saw some bubbles reach the surface. He immediately froze. Did you find one? Shouted Chainsaw. Hush, Tyler replied in a quiet tone. You'll scare it away. What? Chainsaw shouted back in a very unquiet tone. I said hush, you idiot! Tyler shouted out louder than he had intended. Suddenly, Tyler felt something chomp down on his right foot. Fear raced through his body as he shook his foot under the water as hard as he could, but the mud and the etc. was so thick that he got his foot stuck in it, and it brought his kicking to a sudden halt, which caused him to fall under the water, and he promptly disappeared. Chainsaw shouted, "Tyler, are you okay? Tyler!" The water was still. There was no movement at all in it, and Chainsaw was almost positive that Tyler had drowned. "I wonder if I can have his truck," Chainsaw asked himself. Then a sudden rush of water on the surface erupted upward, and Tyler came up with a snapping turtle hoisted above his head like a trophy. "I got it! I got the snapping turtle, Chainsaw!" "I thought you was dead." "I'm too mean to die." "You might be too mean to die, but you're too dumb not to die at any moment." Tyler walked toward the bank with the snapping turtle. "Look at it, Chainsaw. Just look at it. Get that thing away from me. It looks like a dinosaur, don't it?" "That I agree with." "Just think, millions of years ago, it was in this pond along with other giants." "They didn't build this pond until 1972. Suddenly, a car pulled up on the hillside and parked beside Tyler's bedless truck. A woman got out in military camouflage pants and matching light t-shirt. She was wearing dark smeared camouflage paint all over her face and an army cap with a duck commander button on it. She headed over to Chainsaw and Tyler. "Who is that?" asked Chainsaw. "I'm not sure." "Are we in trouble? She might be the environmental police. I bet it's illegal to take snapping turtles out of a pond, and she's going to arrest us." "It's not illegal to take a snapping turtle out of a pond for a baptizing." "Hello," said the woman. "I'm single," said Chainsaw. "Why in the world did you say that for?" inquired Tyler. "I didn't mean to, it just came out." "Are you two gentlemen, Tyler and Chainsaw?" "Yes, ma'am," said Tyler, to which he nodded. "And I'm single, too." "I'm not surprised," she said, without any hint of emotion. "I was told to come up here and tell you that Spider Darling died about an hour ago." Tyler and Chainsaw stared at each other in shock. "Are you sure?" "Yeah. The doctor asked if he could hear him, and he didn't answer. So then the doctor pronounced him dead." "How did he die?" asked Chainsaw. "He swallowed his toenail clippers. Choked to death." "That sounds both terrible and stupid," Tyler said. "Why did he have his toenail clippers in his mouth for?" asked Chainsaw. "They won't know until the autopsy, dummy," said Tyler. "And you know what this means, don't you?" "It means keep your toenail clippers out of your mouth," said Chainsaw. "No. Well, yeah, but what it also means is we ain't going to get paid for getting these snapping turtles out of this pond." "Then I say we put it back and take this woman out to dinner." "I'm not interested in going out to dinner with you two." "Why not? We're better than nothing," said Chainsaw. "No, you're not," she said, as she walked away, got in her truck, and drove off. "I wonder why her face was all painted up for," asked Chainsaw. "Maybe she's hiding from something." "You know, even with that face paint, she was still pretty, wasn't she?" "I have to admit she was." "I wish I had my ball. Let's just get out of here." "What are we going to do now?" "I don't know. The whole day was a waste. Serves me right. Spider Darling was never one to see things through. I guess we can go see if we can find my truck bed. Don't forget your stick." Kyle Owens lives in the Appalachian Mountains, and his work has appeared in Eastern Iowa Review, Odessa Magazine, and Aberrant Literature, among others.